And there we have it, the Pig Star. Which, I don't know how they built that thing in space, but I'm not gonna question it. Here we go, last stage, let's do this! Alright, here we are in the final stage, and I guess we're gonna figure out whether or not I can beat this game on normal difficulty after not playing it for 7 years or whatever it's been. If I remember correctly, this stage is mostly just boss fights, and really tough boss fights too. And while there is a way to cheese this first boss fight that we open with, I don't remember the timing for it. But I am going to try and attack him with a downward diagonal attack, because like I said, the diagonal attacks usually get 2 hits off. And they're pretty safe when it comes to timing it to dodge his projectiles. Oh! Oh my goodness. See, because you have that little bit of invincibility there, so if he attacks downward, you can slide right through it, like I just did there. Oh, but it doesn't always work. Oh, okay. And the first form's down. Now you gotta stay all the way to the sides here, because while it looks like he's dead, those pieces there can actually hurt you. And now we have the second part of this boss fight. I want to wait until he starts moving so I can damage him. And you want to damage him, I think, twice, and then as soon as he starts, or he stops moving, that's when you want to prep a dodge. But once you know that, there's really not much to it. Okay, I'm doing okay here. He should be dead. There we go. And that's our first little boss fight. I only got hit once. That's not bad. Next up, we have a tiny little corridor with a bunch of enemies. And these ones I don't think you can phase through when you're attacking, so I usually just wait for them to move. That's when they become vulnerable, and then you... Yeah, it's just one hit with your sword and one jetpack attack. So you just gotta wait for them to move, and it's no trouble at all. It's easy cakes. I suppose you could also just try and rush through this section, but I'd rather play it safe because I need all the health I can get leading into the next part here. Alright, so as soon as you walk in here, the game kind of takes control and wanders you over to fight Axel Gear, finally our showdown. I'm not sure if attacking him while he's standing there actually does anything. Or like if those hits count. Ugh. Now, he attacks really fast, so there are 2 ways that you can take care of him here. You can either play it a little risky and try to be close to him when he lands and get some extra sword swings in. But I like to play a little defensively and just kind of take out his attacks from afar and then get in one extra one when he's done. Because he attacks really quickly, so you gotta be like mashing the button so that you destroy his projectiles before they hit you. Oh, but everything's slowing down, which means that shit just got real. Whoa! And speaking of shit getting real, I just love how quickly the background's moving. I don't understand it, because, you know, space doesn't really move like that, so I assume that the arena we're fighting in is spinning out of control. Despite the fact that they're playing final boss music, or not final boss, like the stage boss music, this is not the stage boss. And the trick for the first part is to stick near the top here, because then you can get an extra hit with the top of your sword, with the sword mechanics there. Oh! And as you can see, space kind of pulls you back down towards the exit there. So if you drop off that third little rung, you die. But the rest of the fight isn't so tough, it's just tedious. Because you can only get in so many hits on him while he's attacking. I think I want to stick actually near the bottom for this part of the fight, so let me maneuver back down here. Nope, okay, fine, now he goes to the top. Maybe I should be near the middle then. I can't even tell if I'm doing damage to him. Ow, but I should not be playing it so risky. There will be a lot of health in the next area, so it's not that big of a deal, but like I said, this part of the fight is just a little tedious. Okay, so that did damage. I don't know if I'm actually doing damage with the rest of them. Maybe I should speed this up. Oh, there we go. That's a good hit. Okay, there we go. I don't know how many minutes of footage I'm gonna have to cut out for that, but there goes Axel Gear. This fight took a long time. Like I said, it's not that tough. It's certainly easier than the first boss fight of the stage. It's just kind of tedious and takes a while. Oh, shoot, I forgot about this. Okay, so there's one more little area with the robots before I can get some health. Go away, go away! I can't handle any deaths. Although I have a lot of extra lives, and at this point, I'm past the hard part of the game. I'm pretty sure I can make it through the rest. Oh, dang it! Not like that, I can't. So I mentioned that this game was remade or more rebooted a few years ago, and it was not a success. But this isn't really a game that needs to be remade. I mean, it's still visually really cool. I mean, it's got a really fun art style, a cartoony look to it, and the gameplay I think holds up pretty well. So a remake, I don't see the point. But I guess, you know, they did remake so much of the gameplay. They basically made a new game. It just wasn't any good, which was the problem. But in terms of bringing back old franchises, I'm not a big fan. I mean, Mega Man did it pretty well when it came back with Mega Man 9 and 10. That was the one success story. But in terms of bringing back old franchises that kind of died to the wayside, I mean, the only ones that I would really want that to happen with are... there's that health. Things like Star Tropics. Star Tropics on the NES, Star Tropics 1 and 2, they were both really unique RPG, action RPG kind of games. And we really haven't seen much in the way of gameplay like that since. At least not exactly like that. So that's a franchise that I wouldn't mind coming back. And the Lost Vikings, like that kind of puzzle platformy thing. And I don't know why they don't bring that franchise back. I mean, it's pretty big on Heroes of the Storm, or Heart of the Swarm, or Heroes of the Storm, whatever the HOTS MOBA Blizzard thing is. The Lost Vikings are a playable character in that. I don't know, I don't follow MOBAs. So, you know, they're in right now enough. Why not bring them back and make a new puzzle platformer game? We don't really have a lot of those, at least not in the cooperative style of Lost Vikings. There it is. But here we go, our final boss. Which I don't remember how to beat this guy. So this is going to be real fresh. Wish me luck. It's a big old pig supercomputer. Oh, that's right. I gotta attack the little globe. Oh no! Ah! Ow! Jeez, I keep forgetting when he teleports and when he doesn't. Okay. So the first form is easy enough. I just need to kind of bait him on one side, ow, and then attack him on the other. Okay, now he's going to teleport about, some more defense, and then eventually he's going to pop out his little weak point again, which looks like a boxing glove. Okay, where does it go? How does this work? Whoa, okay, first the little rings. This is all starting to come back to me. Just going to duck those. And this is a safe zone. And you know, in terms of the franchise that people talk most about bringing back, I guess it would be the Chrono series. Everybody wants Chrono Break to finally happen. I personally don't, mainly because, I mean, all of the people that were involved with the Chrono series are gone now. I think I talked about this in another video. So it would just be such a completely different game if it were made today. It would not be like Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross. But even more than that, I'm afraid that the developers would bow too much to fan demand and just make Chrono Trigger 2, where you play as Chrono and gang again, and it's all really safe and boring and fan servicey, instead of being a really risky title like Chrono Cross was. And I really appreciate Chrono Cross for the risk that it took, especially in storytelling. Yeah, no! Yeah, it's always easier when it does it in the corners like that. But I don't think there's... Ow! Too much more to this boss. Honestly, the first boss of the stage was the toughest so far, which feels like it's... Oh, no! Backwards to how it should be. Oh, wait, no. I made him mad. I don't remember this at all. What does he do? Oh. Okay. Oh, no. So now I have to dodge the little... I don't know, Olympic rings. Where are you? Okay. Oh, that was reckless of me. Let's try that again. Okay, so that could have gone a little bit better. I took a few hits on the first form of this boss here, but each hit only did 1 heart, which is strange considering the first boss in this stage, you know, you can only survive 3 hits and then you're dead. It's almost like they wanted you to get game over at the start of this level and not at the end. You know, eat up those quarters like an arcade style. But that's alright. This form isn't too difficult, especially once you get the kind of trick timing to it. You just keep starting over here. Oh, and if you're good enough, you can nail the timing on that. Oh, right. And then he does the rings. So once again, if you stand just right, I believe you're safe. And now it's all about when to be risky enough to attack. Oh, this is... he'll always do it on the opposite side, so you have to time it really well with the rings. Oh! There we go. And now he's over there. And I think everything's speeding up, or maybe that's just my imagination. But it should almost be done. Maybe 1 or 2 more hits, and then this... Oh my god, look how quickly that's moving. How do you time this? Oh, here goes nothing. Oh! Can't believe I didn't get hit. Die already! Look at this! This is madness! Okay, whew. Oh, brave and the bold. Oh, this is all about hesitation here. Okay, and... Oh, forget it. I'll just take the invincibility frames. I knew it! Yeah! Oh, I made it. So, but of course everything has an escape pod, so it's going to fly away, and I need to as well. Now, if you were playing this on children mode, I believe this would be the end of the game right here. You hop into your little escape pod, and that's it. But we have one last little, not boss, but I guess a sequence to deal with. So, you know, this victory fanfare is coming a little bit early. There's still more to go, because as you can see, something's chasing me on my way out of here. Oh yeah, not like Star Wars at all. Definitely not. Nope. Oh, and the really sped up boss music is still going. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, good thing they filled up my health. Yikes. Oh, I don't remember this at all. But thankfully they don't make this guy do too much damage. Now, you can attack. You are in an escape pod, of course. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm still figuring this out. But all you have to do is survive long enough for this thing to burn up in the atmosphere. And that's a change of pace that I really like for kind of a final segment. Reminds me a lot of Ikaruga for, what was it on the... I know it was on the GameCube, the arcades, and I think maybe the Saturn or something like that. Where the last boss of the game is one that you don't actually attack. Shoot. I have to do this again? Are you kidding me? Damn it! Oh! Oh, screw it. Speed up! That's that bullshit right there. Although making it back here did give me more of an appreciation for that final boss. If anything, it just pointed out how many different attack patterns it has. There's something like 9 different patterns all through one, you know, kind of boss. He's just a big glowing ball. I think that's pretty dang cool. Okay, I clearly have more of a sense of timing with this thing this time. This should go swimmingly. But what was I saying before? Right, Ikaruga, yeah, the final boss, you can't attack it, you just have to survive against it, basically. And I really appreciate that in terms of a kind of a last challenge that doesn't involve you having to shoot your way out. Kind of like the escape sequence in the Metroid series. It's a really kind of fun way to end a game by having you do something different that still feels stressful. Oh, ow! I flew right into that. Well, it's okay. He didn't make it, and I did. And as is this game's custom, all of space is going to explode as a result. That's it. I made it through the game. That's all there is to offer. So now let's enjoy our ending. Hey, that's the smoothest landing that Sparkster's had all game. I was kind of surprised that he didn't crash right into the wall of the castle again. But here's our King Zebulos, I believe his name is. I guess they don't show it happening off screen where he goes to rescue Princess Sherry, who he just left in the Pig's Kingdom? Or Empire? back away slowly. What a hero. Rocket, Sparkster, for freedom! I didn't want to talk over that fanfare. I really do love the music in this game. And here we have our credit sequence, so I guess my work here is done. That was Rocket Knight Adventures. I don't know if you played it growing up or if this is your first exposure to it, but it's a really fun game, pretty difficult, especially since on normal mode, they don't really give you a lot of leeway in terms of dying and continuing. And if you think that this looked too easy, well then look up the codes to unlock, I believe it's crazy difficulty, and I don't know, clinically insane difficulty or something like that, where I'm pretty sure it's one-hit deaths on every enemy. So, you know, good luck. No continues either, I'm pretty sure. I don't recommend it. This song always made me think of Indiana Jones theme, just for that percussive little bum, bum. I really enjoyed revisiting this. It's been a long time. I always love recommending to people to revisit those old games that you thought you knew when you were younger. And this one held up, and hey, I actually made it through on normal difficulty. My second try. We're not counting that first stage where I redid it. But it was a fun ride, and I don't know, they need to make more games like this, which I guess is kind of ironic because this game was so unique, and that's what I love about it. But the kind of switching up the platformer elements, the gimmicky stages that don't feel too gimmicky, they tie directly well to the basic platforming, things like the riding the walker or the rising up and down with the water. It just works. They explore it enough to not make it seem too touch and go, and not to make it too overdone either. It strikes a nice balance. It's a shame that the remake remake, reboot, whatever you want to call it, that it sucked, because this is a character that otherwise is going to just be forgotten in time. But it's one of my favorite Sega Genesis games. It's one of the only ones that I really owned. I mean, I don't own that much for the system. But hey, I've been jumping back into more Sega stuff recently, so if you know of any cool Sega games worth playing, I'll throw in a link to my backloggery page so you can see what I have played before. But if there's anything you want to recommend, definitely give me a shout out. I'd like to try some more stuff. But that's the end of Rocket Knight Adventures, so to try hard mode. No! No! I've beaten it on hard mode, I know I have, but I'm not going to try it again. So thanks for being along with me on this ride. Thanks for watching. Thanks for playing. And I guess we'll see you all next time. Ciao!